Hey everybody, it's Viv and Nobody from Canada here at Powerhouse 1996, and today I want to talk about a video game series that's very close to my heart. I grew up with this series, and I have very nostalgic attachment to this. So this is going to be a look back at a series that I think is very influential to this day. It's influenced games such as Candy Crush, Angry Birds, and so much more. And it's part of Canadian gaming culture, because this game right here, and this particular release is the first release of it, is Bejeweled and Economy, the first release of Bejeweled. I think this was only distributed, as far as I know, in Canada. This version is distributed by Global Star Software, which was a Take-Two company. So yes, the same Take-Two that now owns Rockstar Games technically owned the company that owned the rights to Bejeweled, which was developed by PopCap Games. This is the first release, Bejeweled and Economy. That's the front cover. I'm going to take that out so I can show you guys what it looks like. So there's the front cover. I know the lighting's kind of garbage in my room right now. There's the inside, which is some installation instructions, and then on the back here we have an advertisement with basically all the other basically garbage games they distributed. There was nothing on here that I think was also by PopCap, and I think that's why this company went downhill. Global Star probably bought Bejeweled, seeing the potential of it, and just because they distributed so many garbage games before, they couldn't sell it. I think, as far as I know, is the story behind this release. They just had so many garbage releases that weren't good, just casual games, and they flooded the market, that they basically lost the interest of consumers. So that's a lesson I think a lot of companies, a lot of smaller companies such as Global Star Software here, learned in the late 90s. You can't put garbage releases out, then do a quality release. But obviously they made enough money that they bought the rights to Bejeweled and distributed it on PC. And those who are wondering, this is what the disc looks like. Typical, trying to get it straight here. Very typical late 90s style of the CD. In the center here we have the now defunct Global Star Software website. And then Bejeweled and Economy, obviously, printed on the CD front here. See if I can get a better angle for you guys. There you go. Global Star logo there. On the CD, there's no mention of PopCap Games at all compared to the front cover. But there's the technical support, which is support at Talonsoft.com, which is interesting. So Talonsoft, I guess, did support for the game, but very interesting indeed. There's so many companies involved here. It's a miracle that this even got a physical release. And this is I can confirm the first release because it is copyright 2001 on the back here, and that's the better light on this. That's the back cover here. Just some information about the games and etc. And obviously Mumbo Jumbo bought the rights probably after the failure of this distributed version. It's very rare. I found this for like $2 at Vivas, but if you find this on eBay, I've seen it go for upwards of $25, sometimes $50. It's definitely one of the few Bejeweled games that you could actually overcharge on because of how rare it is. And I just happened to find this at my local Value Village. But at the same day, literally next to it, I found the Bejeweled 2, the Mumbo Jumbo release. Now, I do know this came in a box originally, but I am going to say, if you have the box, please contact me at powerhouse1996 at protonmail.com. If you have a box copy of this, which is becoming very hard to find, apparently. I'd like to have the full box copy of this release. Again, my email is powerhouse1996 with a capital P at protonmail.com. That's Powerhouse 1996 with a capital P at the beginning. 1996 at protonmail.com. And that's PROTONMAIL.com. Those who are wondering how I spell that. This is Bejeweled 2. And what's really cool about this release of the game is that this includes wallpapers and the soundtrack. As you see when I flip the case open, it has the track listing right here. And then you might be wondering how they did that. They basically, I'm not sure if it's going to pick up too well on the camera. You guys can kind of see it. There's a thick line around the outside of the CD here that they put the data, such as the soundtrack, and then the computer data is on the other section. It's kind of similar how to enhanced CDs are made, but really cool package. I have the wallpapers on the background and lock screen of my Windows 10 laptop. So they look very good. Like, you would think JPEG photos in 2005 would be very compressed, but these are very uncompressed HD files, which in 2005 was a huge deal. To have HD photos that early on, a very big deal. And they're in the JPEG format, so they can still work with your modern devices. So, Bejeweled 2, pretty damn cool package. Now, I don't yet own the original release of Bejeweled 3, but basically Bejeweled 3 has the best of all these games that had to offer. Obviously, upgraded graphics, and they added a bunch of experimental modes. And I'm going to run through the modes that I haven't played Bejeweled 3 in a while, so if I forget any modes, please do let me know down in the comments down below. But as far as I know, there was a story, like a quest mode, which brought you through different versions of the game, and you collected jewels to move on. Not like point-wise, you collected these things that went on like a chalice to move you to the next level. They had poker mode, which was really cool and unique. They had Zen mode, which was kind of meh. It had different music, which was really cool remixes of like the main soundtrack, but again, it was kind of meh at best. It didn't really stick with me personally. There's nothing unique about it. We obviously have Butterflies mode, which I believe was introduced with Bejeweled 2 here. And then you have Lightning mode, which is like Blitz on steroids. Basically, it's everything about Blitz is like very fast-paced gameplay, but you don't have that 1 minute timer. There was Ice Storm mode, which was kind of meh, in my opinion. It was more of an annoyance. And there was Diamond Mine mode, which is an interesting turn of events. Diamond Mine was the original name for the game prior to it being released as Bejeweled. So it's funny they made a mode basically referencing that. Diamond Mine mode was average at best, and then same thing with Ice Storm mode. It was cool, but it's really annoying. I don't like it. Now, if we were to get a Bejeweled 4, some of the modes I would like to see return are definitely you would have your classic mode. That's a no-brainer. Poker mode, I want to see that return. That was really unique and cool. Very interesting way to use the jewel mechanic in the game. Butterflies is just a given at this point. That was very popular. I know a lot of my friends who like that. I'm one of the odd people out. I personally hate, and I don't use hate very often, because hate is a strong word, but I hate, and I mean hate Butterflies mode. I just hate the mechanic of them going up the screen. It's just, nothing about it is cool. I can get that the pressure is on, But when you're trying to meet a certain, like, capture amount, like, you're supposed to capture these butterflies, and then you stop and it immediately just game over. It's just too frustrating for me. But I know a bunch of people that like it, so I can see it probably returning for a potential Bejeweled 4. Moving on, I would like to see Quest Mode return. That was really cool. So I think that's classic. Poker, Quest. I would like to see Lightning return, and then the fifth and final mode I would personally add would be, so you got the classic mode, Lightning, Poker, Poker, and then Blitz. Now, I think those middle three, so I think if you were to make a PopCap, if you are watching this, if you were to make a Bejeweled 4, obviously do 4K graphics. There's no reason you shouldn't. Obviously do obviously I would think you would structure it as you have Blitz and Classic mode available off the bat as soon as you install the game, and then you unlock the other modes I previously mentioned, being probably, I would say, in this order. So you would have Classic, and let's say you finish, let's say you get to level 25 in Classic. You unlock Lightning mode, and then if you get, let's say, 50,000 points in Blitz mode, you unlock Poker mode. Let's say you get to level 50 in Classic mode, you unlock Butterflies. Because a lot of people like Butterflies. I think unlocking that last would really drive them to that point, and the playability between each one of these modes is just so varied. It's good, like, top 5 modes, and I think it'd be like the Bejeweled greatest hits, basically. But you can even pitch it as Bejeweled 4K or something like that. Just make it better, and obviously make graphical improvements, especially with the new hardware that we have. Hell, you can even put RTX on and make reflections in, like, water or something if you use that. Just saying. It's an option. It's pointless, but it's an option. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Bejeweled series so far. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do let me know by leaving a like. And leave criticisms in the comments down below. I will do my best to reply to any reasonable criticisms. And if you do like this sort of material, obviously do let me know down in the comments down below. And until next time, this is your boy Powerhouse 1996, over and out.